up, Rayvers. Got a daring heist for you this week as we hop on a steam train for the first great train robbery. All aboard! Yes, Sean Connery in the first great train robbery. And you know you're in for a good film when Sean Connery does the opening voiceover, don't you? It gives a gravitas to it.
But in 1855, there had never been a robbery from a moving railway train.
Here we are, born to be kings, we're the princes of...
Hold up. That's the dulcet tones of Freddie Mercury and Queen, that. Somebody's playing a practical jape at my expense there, ain't there? Although, yeah, it did give Islander a gravitas and all, didn't it? Connery's voiceover. Because let's be honest, if Connery weren't in that film, that would have been straight to the video bargain bin, wouldn't it?
Greetings!
No Queen soundtrack for the first great train robbery, but the soundtrack is brilliant. The music is absolutely superb. It sounds like a train. Really does sound like a steam train getting going and chugging away. And then in full flight as it circles through the countryside. Brilliant music by Jerry Goldsmith. And he wrote, Connery is this mysterious Victorian gent who seems to have wormed his way into the establishment, presumably under a false identity. And he hatches a plan to rob a load of gold bullion from a moving train. But to do that, he has to first get hold on a load of keys, what will open the safe that the gold's in. But the keys have been entrusted to all these different folk who have to look after them. Two of them go to the railway dispatcher, one of them goes to the president of the bank, and the other one goes to a human toby jug.
Manager of the Huddleston and Bradford Bank.
So to help him get hold of these keys and do the robbery, he enlists the help of Donald Sutherland, sporting a magnificent set of whiskers. Now he's the expert on copying the keys, that's his speciality. But Connery also recruits his lady friend, Lesley-Anne Down, or as I like to call her, Leslie Pants Down. Oh dear. Because she's a bit of alright in this, isn't she? Leslie Pants Down. Oh. Yeah, anyway, she's brilliant in it, Leslie Pants Down. She plays an actress, which means she gets to dress up and pretend to be loads of different folk to help with the robberies and that. Such as this prostitute who has to nick a key off the human toby jug. Now, some of you might be thinking this bloke looks familiar, and it is one of them films with loads of familiar faces. So, what better time for another edition of What Have They Been In? Now, that bloke, you'd be familiar if you're a fan of Corrie, because he were in Corrie as frozen food mogul Eric Fairman. Incidentally, at the time they were filming First Great Train Robbery, he'd have been 36. Now, I know folk look younger these days, but even so, that's bloody ridiculous. He must have had a tough paper round. Now, of course, that's Michael Elphick, ain't it? Ken Boone. Yeah. But if you ain't seen it, he was also in something called Private Schultz and all. That was great, that programme. Worth the while. That's Brian Glover. Of course, you know him and all. He's been in loads of stuff. Former wrestler. Remember you didn't know that? Leon Harris, the man from Paris. Now, who have we got here? Peter Butterworth, of course, from the Carry On films. You might remember him from Carry On Abroad as the hotel owner, and Carry On Abroad as the waiter, and Carry On Abroad as the hotel porter. Now, this woman here, she were Moneypenny in the unofficial James Bond, Never Say Never Again. But she turned up in loads of stuff. She'd turn up in things like Professionals and Howard's Way and stuff like that. Now, on the subject of Carry On films, what we just mentioned, there's a weird scene in this where I think she's flirting with Sean Connery's character because she's married to this old fella, and obviously Sean Connery pops up and he's a virile young man in comparison, isn't he? Now, I think they're sort of flirting using double entendres. At least that's the way they're saying the stuff. But I can't work out what's rude about it.
Such skill.
They screw it together, do they?
Is that having it off?
Yes. Long boats fitted tightly.
Is that his todger?
I've just returned from America, a country of many prominent erections.
Now that is about todgers.
It is exciting to see things come together, so long as the quality does not suffer.
Eh?
Tight-fitting joints. That's the secret.
Now, what's rude about that? Not rude about that.
And he must have the proper tools.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be rude, but I ain't got a clue what they're going on about. Much easier to follow in a carry-on film.
Please, Miss Plunkett, you're squashing my itinerary.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I keep forgetting what a big girl I am now.
Quite. Should we get them out now?
Why, Mr. Farquhar.
And road, who's next? That's the Colonel off It Ain't Half Hot Mum. And that's Pippa from Meldrew, One Foot in Grave. This bloke, yet another sitcom appearance. He was in Fawlty Towers and as one of the hotel inspector. I think Frank Spencer might have given him a nervous breakdown, I know, maybe. That's character actor Alan Webb. He were in loads of sort of bit parts in films and that, but you might recognise him. Incidentally, at the time of filming the first Great Train Robbery, that bloke was 23. And yeah, this is Wayne Sleep, dancer Wayne Sleep, who were in loads of West End shows and that, but I don't know him for any of that stuff. I just know him from when he popped up on things like Blankety Blank. Now, Wayne Sleep plays cat burglar Clean Willie. Not sure of the origin of that nickname, but it is set in Victorian London, this, so you know, it could be to do with genital hygiene, who knows. And he has to escape from a prison. Looks very athletic, does Sleep. You can see why I got the part. In doing so, demonstrating how effective he is at climbing up stuff. Because they need him to help them get into an office at the train station to nab a couple more keys. Because they've worked out that there's a 75-second window where the on-duty copper goes off for a piss that will allow Donald Sutherland to get into the office and make some impressions of the keys and then do a runner. And this is a very gripping scene, this. It's a good bit. But what were evident was that the director were playing fast and loose with the concept of time. Sean Connery's counting here. Extremely slow.
33. 34.
It's like he's doing that 72, 72 and a half, like he's doing that sort of thing. But the director has chosen to do that, to drag out the scene and increase the tension and excitement during this set piece. Because when they were doing the practice run, it was the opposite. The whole thing was done in just over 20 seconds.
74.
Bollocks. And then when they did it for real, it lasted bloody ages. I timed it. Now I ain't complaining because it's a gripping scene. It's just interesting to see what the director does to manipulate the tension. And time flies when you're having fun, so they say. Because by the time we finished it for real, it'd taken 28 minutes. Movie magic, isn't it? And once they got the sends all 4 keys, they crack on with the actual train robbery. And this to me is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe how Sean Connery ever signed his son up to do this. That is Sean Connery leaping around on top of train. No stuntman, no green screen, that is him doing the stunt. I mean, folk will bang on about Tom Cruise and the stunts he does. And rightly so, they are brilliant. But for me, Connery on top of train is every bit as impressive as Cruise hanging onto the side of the plane. Because if that goes wrong in either situation, they're both dead. Instantly, ain't they? They're both dead. And because you can see it's Connery, it makes it all the more gripping. Now, as you'd expect, Connery is terrific in this. I'm a big Connery fan. There's plenty of comedy, some terrific eyebrow acting that Roger Moore would be proud of. But he's a problematic character. He ain't a completely sympathetic character, this bloke, because he shows his sense to be a nasty piece of work on a few occasions.
If you've turned nose on me, I'll see you in lavender.
But still, you find yourself rooting for him, don't you? That's got to be down to Connery's charisma, ain't it? Even when he gets nicked at the end.
I wanted the money.
The public all take to him, don't they? All take to him. Just goes to show, even back in Victorian London, The public would happily get taken in by a liar and a charlatan if you've got a bit of charisma about him. But because of Connery's charisma, you find yourself wanting him to get away with it. And spoiler alert, he does do, doesn't he? He escapes at the end thanks to Leslie Pants Down and Donald Sutherland's help. And also these police officers, kindly trying to restrain him one by one. This bloke ain't even bothering trying to restrain him. Obviously some questions to be asked there about the competency and culture of the Metropolitan Police. Okeydoo, on to Ray's ratings, and it's fair to say the first time I saw this, I was hoping it would be an entertaining, light-hearted throwaway romp. A 3-star film. And you know what? It were a light-hearted throwaway romp. So for what it is, don't go into this expecting Schindler's List. But as far as light-hearted throwaway romps go, it's a brilliant light-hearted throwaway romp. So I'm rating The First Great Train Robbery a 5-star, 3-star film. Alright, I'm doing it now. Rayvers, an apology. My wife Denise has correctly pointed out that I may be perceived as denigrating the terrific actress Lesley-Anne Down in a sexist fashion by calling her Leslie Pants Down. You are? What, do you not say actress anymore? What is it then? Is it actor? You call everybody actors. Oh no, I'm going to get myself cancelled here. Anyway, apologies. I don't want to offend anybody. I just thought it was a little bit of a giggle because it's what I used to call her. But I can see how it could be misconstrued. So apologies to Leslie Pants Down. Lesley-Anne Down. Lesley-Anne Down. Sorry. Righto, hope you enjoyed that, Rayvers. And if you did, poke the old like button. Poke away. Share this with your mates and subscribe if you ain't already a subscriber. And I'll be back next time with a trip back to ancient Greece in pursuit of the Golden Fleece with Jason and the Argonauts. Yes. Apologies again to Leslie Pants Down. Lesley-Anne Down. I'm sorry. It's just I'm on automatic pilot now, yeah. And I will see you lot next time. Okeydoo.